lots of times I think, I think dreams are the result of a bad hot dog. I mean, who knows, But there are times that you're like, well, what does this particular dream mean, or perhaps what could it mean? So it was kind of weird. I'll share with you briefly. So everyone knows Friendship Baptist Church. So I don't know if you know John Taylor. He is the pastor there. So I had a dream that I was here, and Pastor Taylor, he walked down, and I was talking to him, and he found out that I was a pastor. And as soon as he found out, he quizzed me on who the 12 apostles were. He said, who are the 12 apostles? And I stumbled and bumbled, and I got like 10. I got like 9 pretty easily. And then I'm like, so then I went to 10, and I got 11, and I was stumped on the 12th, and I'm like, what the heck? So then I asked him a couple questions. Yeah. I said, who was, it's funny, it's a true story, but I gave him Old Testament stuff. I said, who was the king? In the Old Testament, it says that there was never a king before or after who trusted the Lord as much as him. And he couldn't get it. And I said, it was Hezekiah. And then I said, who was Hezekiah's son, who was one of the worst kings, one of the most evil kings that Judah ever had? And he couldn't get it. And I said, it was Manasseh. And I was all proud of myself. And then, he left. And then a few minutes later, I remembered, I'm like, oh! And I ran down the street and I said, Judas! It's Judas! How could you forget Judas? And then I told Debbie, I'm like, this is really, really weird. It was so fresh in my mind. And I'm like, what could this be? So I was going for my daily walk yesterday because I'm trying to lose about pounds, So I go for my walk, and in my walk, I'm talking to the Lord, and I'm praying. Mostly I'm asking for forgiveness and I'm confessing sins, but and I'm doing this, and then I'm like, oh. And then I'm thinking about the dream, and I'm like, I like to fancy myself. I like the Apostle Paul. I like Peter. I'm like, oh, I identify with. And I'm like, maybe I forgot Judas because I don't want to realize and acknowledge that really I identify with Judas more than any of the apostles, because I feel like I'm such a hypocrite sometimes, and I can betray Jesus by the things I do or things I say sometimes. Nothing crazy, but I feel like I'm the one who's like, no, give us Barabbas. Like if I was in a crowd, I'd be like, give us Barabbas and take Jesus. I feel like I identify with the one who betrays Jesus so much. And then also, God, he showed me as I was, trying to grill Pastor Taylor. Well, tell me, who is this king in the Old Testament if you know so much? Or who is this? You tell me. And then I felt like God was just reminding me, it's not what we know, it's who we know that changes our lives. Amen. Like I know Debbie's vital statistics. I know where she was born, when she was born. Like I can tell you where she was born, where she was raised, how tall she was. I can tell you that. But I only know that she likes Mexican food, or she likes to watch Hallmark Christmas movies beginning October 1st, or she hates loud noises. They make her internally nervous, and they cause her to get even sick sometimes. Like I only know these things because I spend time with her. It's not what I know about her, it's because I know her. Yeah. Right? And that's what changes people's lives. So